Trading is the #1 thing I enjoy doing in Ultimate Team. I don't particularly enjoy playing any matches, especially online matches, when there's button delay, speed up lag, and all of this is done in a competitive scene. Ends up just making me extremely frustrated, so I spend a lot of my time in the past FIFAs actually trading. For me, buying and selling players is extremely easy, but I know it doesn't suit everyone. There's a lot of players out there that are the complete opposite. They would much rather play matches than actually trade. But today, I want to help you guys out. I want to show you some of the trading methods that you can use whilst also playing matches, which will give you a few extra coins on the side. It will take you from earning anywhere between 500 to 1,000 coins per match to, at the end of that match, also getting those coins, plus on top of that, you can get a few extra 1,000 coins from the trades that you made. And this is only going to be taking 5 minutes in between the matches that you play. I think we can all agree that this is worth it. But before we do get into the video, if you do enjoy the content I'm pushing here, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. Hitting that notification bell will mean that you get notified the next time I push and upload. And if you're one of the first to watch those videos, you can also be one of the first to put it into action. But getting back into the video. Playing matches has become a lot more profitable, especially over the last couple of years. There actually used to be a day where you only had one thing to do, play matches in divisions, and by actually completing Division 1 you didn't get a crazy amount of coins. We're only talking about 15,000 coins here, and you had to play 10 matches. So playing matches never used to be worth it. So players were forced, if they were looking to make a few extra coins, was to also trade alongside it. Nowadays, you don't really have to do that. Playing an Ultimate Team, you have loads of different ways where you can make thousands upon thousands of coins every single day. Going into squad battles, FUT Draft, Division Rivals, and FUT Champions, all of which can give you huge rewards, especially if you are a good player. But for those of you that are average at best, there are some things that you can do on the side which will definitely make things a lot more profitable. This is by implementing a few trading methods, and today I'm going to be showing you 3 trading methods that are extremely easy to use. And the good thing is that these methods can be used all year round. So starting off the first way, and we are going to be going through what is the most easiest and eventually go up to things that take slightly more time, but it still isn't a crazy amount of time. But the first way is by opening bronze packs. The bronze pack method is extremely easy to do. All you need to do is go over to the store, select the 400 coin bronze pack and open it. And this is 90% of the method. The other 10% is actually checking what you managed to get within that pack. So you'll just go through each and every single player, compare their prices. If you find a player, compare the price, and there's loads on the market, all for 150 coins bid and 200 coins buy now, then don't bother listing that player. The chance of that player actually selling is extremely slim. But if you do find a player with a minimum buy now of 250 coins, and that is the lowest on the market, then you can go and list that player. Now it doesn't sound too appealing, 250 coins. You're talking about getting anywhere between 3 to even in some cases pushing up to 5 or 6 different players within this pack. Not to mention that you can also get some extra stuff, such as those players actually being informed players, which will go for a decent amount of coins, or you can even get a coin bonus, which will definitely help you pay back the pack. And all of this is included for a pack which only costs 400 coins. So the chance of you making coins back from the bronze pack method is extremely high. In some cases, and if you do buy loads of these bronze packs, you'll even get players that are required for SBCs. This is where you have the option. You can either use that player within that SBC so you're completing it a lot cheaper than the average player, or you could do what I do, which is use the demand for that player to list on the transfer market. Because of the supply for bronze players is so low, but the demand is high because that player is used for the SBC, it means you can sell that player potentially for a couple hundred, maybe a couple thousand. Maybe that player is extinct on the market, where you're able to profit by quite a lot of coins. But the real benefit from the bronze pack method is all the players that don't actually sell. Remember where I said for those that only have a 150 coin bid and 200 coin buy now and there's loads on the market, just store them to your club, where you're actually going to be using those players. Those bronze players can actually be used for the silver upgrade SBC. Those silver players can then be used for the gold upgrade SBC. Those common gold players can then be used for the rare gold upgrade SBC. And you're starting to see how this scales up. And remember, All of this is done for pretty much free. Yes, you do have to spend 400 coins for the bronze pack, but as said earlier, you are making money back on this pack with the items that are actually selling. So you make profit from the bronze pack itself, but also make even more profit with all the players that you're throwing through SBCs. You will get to a point of where you're able to complete marquee matchups all for free. Those can give you 10, 20, 30k plus dependent on the players that you get. So at the end of every single match that you play, just open 5, 10, maybe even 20 bronze packs, which only takes about 5 or 10 minutes. It's next to nothing, but it does add a huge amount of value to your squad and your ultimate team. The next way that you can make a few extra coins on the side is by bulk bidding. Bulk bidding is by far one of the easiest and probably laziest trader methods within Ultimate Team. You simply find a player in the transfer market, find their minimum buy now, take a couple hundred coins away, and now this is your maximum bid price. Now it's just time to bid on as many of these types of players as possible. And what I mean by this is do it until you run out of coins, or do it until your watch list is completely full, which is 50 different items. Now because you're bidding on so many of this one type of card, the chances are you're going to have to wait around 20 minutes for them all to expire. This is the time when you go and play a match, either in FUT Champions, Squad Battles, Division Rivals, or FUT Draft. It is entirely up to you, whatever you enjoy the most. And at the end of that match, when you get your 500 coins to 1000 coins, that's when you'll go over to your watch list and see how many of those cards you managed to win. You're looking at anywhere between 10 to 30 depending on the type of player that you got and how much in demand that player is. Each one of these players will give you just a couple hundred coins profit, which doesn't sound like much, but because you did manage to get 10 of these players, those 200 coins will then take you up to 2000 coins. And because you are listing for the minimum buy now, they are going to sell very, very quick. You list all of these players up on the transfer list. You then go into the transfer market and go and do the exact same thing again. You could either find a completely different player or use the exact same player if that player is doing well. You bid on as many of them as possible, go and play a match, come back, list the ones that you managed to win, get rid of the ones that you managed to sell, and keep this loop going. What takes you just making just a couple hundred coins per match is now you actually making a couple thousand coins per match, and it's done extremely easily. Moving on to the third and final method that you can use in between matches. This is the position change method, and this is by far my most favorite method in the whole of Ultimate Team. I've made around about 500k on just this account in the last month, and it doesn't take hardly any time whatsoever. For this method, you simply search for a player out of their default position. So for example, if the position for that player is normally a cam, you would simply search that player as a center mid or a center forward. To change a player's position, it costs money. You need to buy position modifiers, and depending what position you're trying to change actually depends on the price. There's position modifiers such as CDM to center mid, which costs 3000 coins. The cam to center mid actually costs 5000 coins. And this is simply because there are so many players that want to change positions, just so they can fit their team and get the maximum amount of chemistry. And this is perfectly normal. But as traders, we can actually use this, because there are players that try to get the most amount of chemistry out their team, change the position for their players. But when they actually list them to go and sell their team later, they list them for the incorrect price. So this is where we come in. We can actually buy that player a lot cheaper compared to the ones that are in that position on the transfer market. We can list them up for 3 times the amount of coins that we originally bought them for. And you will be surprised of how many players do this every single hour, and how many coins that we can actually make from buying these types of players or even bidding on them. To find these types of players, all you need to do is go over to FUTWiz. I always set the parameters as the default position that I'm looking for. So in this example, I'm going to be looking at center defensive mids. I always set the quality to rare gold and then narrow it down by looking at the top 5 most popular leagues, being Premier League, Serie A, Liga 1, Bundesliga, and La Liga. Now on FUTWiz, I'll have a list of every single center defensive mid within these leagues. This is when I'll move back over to Ultimate Team on the transfer market. Type each of those players' names in, except the position is actually going to be set to a center mid. Now you're not going to be finding pages upon pages of these players. It's simply because whenever someone opens a pack, they get that player as their default position, but we are looking at that player that has that position modifier. So we can have times where there's none on the market, and then other times there's only going to be 3 or 4 pages. And all we're doing is going across each and every single one of those players and keeping an eye out for those that have a low buy now or those that have a low bid. If it has a low bid, add it to your watch list. If it has a low buy now, you want to buy that player and then relist them on the transfer market so they're still the lowest, but you're able to make profit. In this example, I know that the center defensive mid to center mid position modifier is 3,000 coins. So if I do find any players listed less than 2,000 coins, I know that that is going to be a great deal. Now for this example, I've used a center defensive mid to a center mid. This is the one that always works well for me for the times that I play FIFA, but you can actually do this to anything. You can look at cams to center mids, maybe left wings to left mids, maybe right backs to right wing backs, maybe cams to strikers. Whatever position modifiers there are, you can actually look for them based on players. And as long as that player makes sense to be within that position, you can make profit out of them. So now that we understand the method, how can you fit this into your match playing routine? Well, just like every other method that we've mentioned, you will simply play a match. This can take 10 to 20 minutes. As soon as you finish this match, what you'll do is actually go through the list of players that you have on FUT with whatever position that you're looking for and the position modifier applied to the transfer list. You will simply go through this list once, checking every single player within that position change that you're looking for. If you find a player that has a much lower buy now compared to the other ones that are listed on the market, buy that player and then relist it, making sure you're undercutting the other ones on the market. So yours is still the cheapest, but there's still enough room for you to make profit. If you find players that have enough room for you to bid and make a lot of profit, then you also want to add them to the watch list. Going through these list of names will not take long. You can do this extremely quickly, and because there's not hundreds of players for you to have to go through, you'll be able to see each player's prices and quickly judge whether or not something is a good or bad deal. If it's a bad deal, just move on to the next one. This should be taking you around 5 minutes. As soon as you've gone through every single player's name, you should have a few deals listed on the transfer market. This is when you'll go and play another match. You'll get your couple hundred coins for playing the match, and as you come back, hopefully some of those deals have managed to sell. This is when you'll go through the list again, searching each player out of position and buy the ones that are a good deal, and keep this loop going yet again. This will take you making just a couple hundred coins to you making a couple thousand coins, and in this case, a couple thousand coins on every single player that you manage to buy, especially if you're looking for those insanely good deals which pop up more often than you think. But anyway, these are free trader methods that you can use as a basic trader. It does not take much skill, and if you are a player that really enjoys playing matches, you just want to make a few extra coins on the side, you can carry on doing this. These methods do not take hardly any time whatsoever. Just use 5 minutes in between the matches that you're playing to go and set all of these up, bid on players, buy players, and then relist them. In the time that you've gone and played another match and got the 500 coins from playing that match, hopefully some of those items, not all the items, but some of those items would have sold, allowing you to use the coins to go and buy more players. You'll just keep this going constantly. And this will take you from making just a couple hundred coins per match to you making thousands of coins per match. Anyway guys, these are the methods. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. But for now, I'm going to see ya.